thanks for watching my video. I'm Stacy DeLynn. I'm here to share my major awakening that I had recently in 2019. And it started, my awakening itself started in my early 20s, where I was open to spirituality and realizing that there's more to the physical plane of earth and people than just flesh and blood and cells. There's an energy that orchestrates how the cells bond and the molecules, how they shape trees and humans, how we're recycled stardust. Oh, it's just, I don't know, the more I think of it, it's just kind of blows your mind. But anyhow, the most recent awakening in 2019, I was watching a lot of channelings of Jesus through other spiritual clear conduits, and they refer to Jesus as Yeshua ben Joseph. And I really liked how they were channeling his energy, and it just spoke truth to me. It wasn't translated as it is in religious books. So I kind of really resonated with those channels. And so I took it upon myself to ask, well, maybe I'll just say a little prayer to Jesus, see if I can channel his energy, connect to him as well. So I did this in February. One morning I woke up and it was in the morning. I hadn't quite got out of bed, and I thought, oh, I'm going to ask for Jesus of Nazareth now. And I said a prayer in my head: Jesus of Nazareth, can you grace me with your presence and also help some emotional blocks and my husband, help release those? Thank you. And in my mind, I said that, and yeah, nothing happened. And I thought, I will say it again, maybe out loud. And I said that exact same thing out loud. And then in an instant, as soon as I finished the last word, my body was overcome with this intense energy. Like, I can't even describe it, but like tears were streaming down my face. They just turned on automatic. And it's like, what am I even reacting to? But then I knew that there was a higher power, like just like embracing me and permeating my energetic field. That's all I can say. And I said, oh, thank you, Jesus. I feel your energy. Thank you for connecting. This is amazing. And after a few moments, I composed myself and it faded away. I was back to normal. And I ran downstairs and I told my husband, Robbie, and I said, I just connected with Jesus. And he believed me. He's raised Catholic. And he said, oh, are you going to start praying with the rosary now? And I said, no, I'm not Catholic. And that's okay. I'll pass. You do that if that makes you feel good. And after that awakening, so for 3 days, there was changes happening to me. So I think what Jesus did, because he is the essence of the Christ conscious energy, that was opening up in me, because what I could feel was like my heart energy center was really expanding and opening up, and I felt like this feeling. The closest I can relate to is when you're like newly in love with somebody, and then that you just have that intense emotion. Oh, you love them so much, you think of them, and you just have this warm fuzzy feeling. I had that, but for like the whole planet Earth. Just an honor to be here on Earth and interact with other people. And doesn't matter if they're grouchy or I don't get along with them. They're all here on their unique path, and they're beautiful, imperfect in their own little way. And and I just felt like I just sort of leveled up on my knowing of being human, and why we want to like grow emotionally. And in this awakening process, I was just sending out like love beams to everybody on my commute to work. I was just wishing everybody just have a beautiful ride to work. I hope you're not grouchy. You know, it's an honor to be human and to do this journey. It's challenging, yes, but like there's like the good, the positive, and then the negative, and it's just how your perspective of it. And what I noticed in these few days after the awakening is I saw a lot of threes. I saw on my drive to work like three identical model, color, everything cars drive past in a row. And I thought, that's more than a coincidence. Sure, you see two identical car models and color drive past in a row, but not necessarily three. So the three stuck to me. And then on the third day after that encounter with Jesus's energy, I was just looking outside and I saw the outdoors was all empty, and I saw three chickadees land in a tree. outside my window, and I thought, oh, three chickadees. And then I looked over in the distance, and then I saw three crows land in a tree over in the park, and I thought, oh, three crows, interesting. And then in the park itself, I saw three people, a father and two children sledding as it was a snowy February day. And I thought, oh, three people, three, three, three. I'm getting that this three is significant somehow. And I felt like the threes meant like the ascended masters are helping me kind of level up my spiritual development. That's how I felt. And on the third day, before I went to bed, I just felt like I wanted to connect to my angelic energy. And I started kind of meditating, asking who, if any archangel if any archangels are following me. And then I got a kind of thought form in my head, Uriel. And I thought, who's Uriel? And I Googled him. And he's an archangel that does help with like spiritual development. And I thought, oh, well, he's perfect if he's kind of guiding me too. And I gave gratitude for the angels' help and for Jesus's help. And after that meditation, I went up to bed. And as I was walking upstairs, I saw this little orb on the peripheral of my right side. And I thought, oh yeah, that's definitely like spirit energy, angel energy. And I said, oh, thank you. I see you. Thank you. And a minute later, as I lay down in bed, I see an orb on my left peripheral vision. And I said, oh, I see you as well. Thank you, spiritual guidance, angels, Jesus, whoever this energy is. And then as I laid down and put my blanket on next to my husband and I get all cozy in my bed, my eyes are closed, but I see this bright vision, super, super obvious, of this big white quilt floating a few feet above my bed. And this white quilt that's super bright and glowing. It had gold embroidered thread throughout it in a beautiful pattern. And then that quilt just slowly floated down on top of me on my bed and just disappeared on me. And I thought, oh, thank you for that cozy quilt to tuck me in. Thank you. And then as I just rested for a few seconds, all of a sudden my hands started heating up, and just like my palms, and not just heating up a little, like heating up a lot, like the heat. If you put your hands on a hot car in the summer and you're thinking, oh, I better take them off, it's like on the verge of burning, that's how hot they were. And I had to pop them out of my blanket, and I had them up on my pillows, like airing out. And I was like, oh, these are really hot. What's going on? And then I had a thought form again that the energy is coming out of my hands, that I've opened up the energy channels in my hands. And I was like, oh, so is that what like healing hands energy is? And yeah, I was realizing that that gift had opened up on me. And I thought, wow, thank you. That's an honor. And with this, I was getting like a major download of information. And then I was like reading all my chakras, and then like going through each energy source, seeing if like there's any blockages or any messages. Like I just felt like I was super open to any intuitive information. And yeah, when I got to my heart, I got emotional and just kind of cried a bit, just a little bit, like in a good way. And then all the way up. And I even had a thought of, do I need to know any past lives? I don't know why that popped in. But then my answer was, you don't need to focus on past lives right now. Like you've done your fair share of good things and bad things. And I had a flash of like a head on a spike. And I'm like, okay, was I an executioner or was I like the executed? But it didn't matter. And I didn't like internalize it, because the past lives isn't affecting me right now. Right now, I'm living my fullest life as like a healer and as a positive role model for people. And that's my focus, on just sending out love and healing to everybody right now. So I knew I didn't need to know about a past life. Then at the same time, I still had this energy just coursing through my hands. And I thought, oh, what am I going to do with it? And I just put them on my husband, and I was just giving him all the energy I could, like, get out energy, like help him heal like his emotional blockages. He's not doing that well in work. Like, it's bosses aren't really treating him well. He's not being able to move up. They're taking advantage of him. Like he needs to feel appreciated in his work to do well and prosper. So I knew he had these blockages, and then I could feel all the emotional blocks in him as well, like from his childhood. I could see his shame. I could see guilt. I did was just all there, and I was like, oh, but no matter how much energy I put in him of like love and healing and help him get better, it's his choice to be who he is, to feel what is, to acknowledge those past feelings, to resolve them, to assimilate them, what have you. It's up to him. So I knew that I could just only say my prayers and that's it. And yeah, that's it in a nutshell. And the next day when I went to work, they were still buzzing, and I was like Googling, hands with healing energy sprouting out of them. What am I supposed to do? What does it mean? And eventually later, I did find out that when your heart center is open, the channel, the energy meridians, if you will, that they do travel down your arms. And then when they're fully released, they come out your palms. And I thought, oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, then I guess my heart is clear, is a nice conduit to allow the energy through, and thus allow the energy from the higher source through. And I realized that with my healings that I ended up doing in the future, which is another story. But that is my major awakening in 2019 in a nutshell. Hopefully you find it interesting. Let me know your feedback. Thanks.